Live. Liven it up.
Hello.
Let me pull it up on my tablet.
Rags is doing an exploratory poke of my blankets. See if you can curl up inside.
Pull it up on my tablet.
Tablet. Rags is doing an exploratory poke of my
Okay.
blankets.
We are audible.
Yeah.
I am the one viewer. Oh, I gotta share it, yeah. Gotta let people know what I'm doing. Can't just expect them to intuit. I have 69 people online right now in my Discord. Yeah.
3 of them might say hi.
At here. And then paste. You're about to mention 60 plus people. Tell them. Tell them.
Tell them I came. All over the monitor.
Okay.
Gotta soup that shit out with a kitchen towel.
I don't know what you're talking about, Ollie.
I don't know either.
Yeah, I figured. 61 plus people? No, it was 60 plus people, but it was 69 total. Hello,
nice.
DJ Celtic.
Nice.
Welcome to the stream. The middle of the night Thursday stream, or early morning Friday stream, depending on where you are.
Depending on where you are in the world.
Yeah.
Pardon me. Oof. I'm dying, Squidward.
Okay, I think we're just gonna dive in.
Yeah. I can't remember what we were doing.
Yeah.
Were we on day 2?
We're on day 2. We just did day 2. We decided we're not gonna go find speed.
You can still find some speed if you want.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
Speed is a way of finding you.
Still a drunk cop that is confused about why. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm also confused about why.
Yeah. Oh, I think a lot of us are confused about
why we got
right
some
now.
tasks.
Yeah, I tried to get rid of any of the ones I was just avoiding doing. Okay, so I gotta call the station again and see if they figured out anything on the serial number that I gave them that was false.
Yep.
Got this game off of GOG for real cheap. We haven't played it yet. Well, yeah, it's I mean, it's a well-regarded game. It's just they've completely shut down the studio, and you know, none of those people are part of it anymore. Although they were trying to do something else, right? Did that?
I fell through.
That fell through.
Yep. Now they sell clothes.
Now they sell clothes. I mean, I could.
Yeah, if you like Kim's bomber jacket, you can buy it for like 200 quid.
That's not as expensive as I was expecting it to be.
But it's still Estonian. Wow.
200 Estonian quid. Okay. The jam mystery. Oh, okay. Find money for rent and pay Gartz. That's right, I can't pay him for the next night yet. I gotta find some money. Well, I feel like we're gonna go downstairs, and part of the decision will be made for us. I just made an uncomfortable discovery. Although, it's not exactly the carpet from The Shining.
Mm-hmm.
But also, if video games could stop using the carpet from The Shining, that would be cool.
No!
How dare you?
Close the door behind you. Okay. Minus 22 centigrade. Where? I'm going on the patio for no reason. Yep, literally no reason. Yeah, it's worth, I mean, this game is worth playing. It's not one that I have been able to finish, but, yeah, and
That's
getting
what
it
we're
on
doing
GOG,
stream.
I guess you can, you know.
Play along. Make your own decisions.
Well, it's just, you get to keep it forever, right?
You get to keep it.
Yep. Oh, it's this part. And this... I don't know how I feel about this piece of music.
What do you mean?
It's definitely some background music.
Morning.
Okay.
Looks like we can get to work at once. The union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
I forgot. I know where this is heading already.
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
And why do we need to talk to them?
Everything points to the dock workers union. The belt used for
Yeah.
handling the circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information, which may, of course, all be wrong. But we still need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
Okay.
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said.
I feel like I should have the opportunity to give Kim a hard time. Like, oh, you forgot. How do you forget things? You...
One loose thread left
Hey.
to worry about. And one big
What do you mean?
problem to
I
replace.
mean, stones and glass houses is all I'd
That's
say.
what I mean.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union. In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Absolutely not.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
What's this lady got for me today?
Just a moment. And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear. Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too. The manager was vague about it.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
This is a great portrait. Interfacing. Sticking them fingies up in it.
Yeah.
To let the young woman who's house-sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
Do I still have the inexplicable feminist agenda? Yes, I
A
do.
little missing persons puzzle. might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
Sounds like more of a side thing. I need to take care of my main thing.
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. You have more important things to worry about.
More important than a missing expedition? I don't know. Expeditions often lead to something interesting.
Hmm.
Oh,
Fair
yes.
point.
A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
Oh, it doesn't even give me the opportunity to pretend I know what it means.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
Oh, Kim's there.
Like, yeah, we we could have talked about that off to the side.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
Oof. Came in hot today.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology. One
In fairness, there's still a
specializing
body in the
animal
tree, and he wanted that
species
down
that are so
yesterday.
exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious.
I wonder how many like builds do you think can actually get the body down on the first day?
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah.
Like, okay, but I mean, like, without having to get, like, a really high dice roll on, like, the gunshot.
No, all of them.
Okay.
All of them.
All right.
Interfacing, you can shoot it. Perception, you can see something.
But then why
What
did I
else is
screw
there?
up?
Because your perception's garbage.
Yeah, but that's my build.
Yeah. But then there's the other option, which
Okay.
is Measurehead.
Oh.
You didn't chat to Measurehead at all.
No, I talked to Measurehead.
Did you internalize his race theory?
No, I didn't do that.
Well,
I see.
Searching for such species called
Did you kick him in the
cryptids
head?
is difficult and often thankless. And frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt there was ever a time when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite. She's completely internalized her husband's struggles. They are her own. You're an enthusiastic
God.
idiot, but you're still an idiot.
I want to know everything about cryptids. Living cryptids, extinct cryptids, marine cryptids, land cryptids, bring it on.
We don't have time for Cryptozoology 101. Let's get back to work, shall we?
Fine.
fine.
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Some yahoo drove his car into the water
The
lock.
water lock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Wait, who's this Gary person?
Oh my. What happened to the waterlock?
Some maniac crashed his motor carriage into it.
Oh, now you're just having fun at an old woman's expense. In any case, thank you for looking into this. It takes a weight off my shoulders. Thank you both.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect. Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
And if you see him,
Yeah.
let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
I'll silence my phone. Professional streamer. Why not?
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie. Oh dear, I'm not sure where to begin. Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands. If you want to find her husband, you'll need more concrete information. It's always
By the
a
way,
challenge
if
to
anyone
describe the
starts-
person you know best in the world.
Talking about your hands, do them the favor of just bonking them silly.
If they talk about your hands,
Yeah, they talk about your hands or want to touch your hands.
yeah, just like, hey,
Just
let me see them hands. I'm looking for a missing person.
it's like, well, look, you could just say if you wanted to fuck.
Okay.
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case. We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow. By a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he'd just divorced. We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I hope I've been useful.
Oh, I got a point.
No, you haven't.
Hold on.
How dare you, old lady?
Less worried about husband has the... Yeah, okay.
Give it another roll if you want.
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Yet I failed the first time. Hey, Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you've studied. Could you just tell me about a couple of them? And not all of them.
I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Okay.
Fine, Kim.
Extravaganza. I like the sound.
And
of
I
it.
don't. Just one.
Or he'll be disappointed in you.
Ooh, volition.
Ooh, tough choice there.
Oh. Are there any invisible cryptids? I gotta pick one, right?
I'm gonna pick one.
The gnome of Jeroma.
The most dangerous cryptid is the Gnome of Jeroma.
Oh, it is. None of his victims survived. Grieving relatives never even found their bodies because the gnome's venom dissolved organic tissue. It was reportedly a small creature with webbed fingers and a protruding forehead and an ungainly little thing. Quite scary to look at. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd wailing in the woods and followed the sound. They were scared and wrapped it in tarpaulin to suffocate it. It still took the Gnome of Jeroma an entire day to die.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations of it in science textbooks, confirming the existence of this very little species?
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse put it in a jar of formaldehyde, thinking that would detoxify the gnome's venom. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid, dissolving the creature itself. A poetic end, perhaps, but a real loss for science.
Alas,
Yeah.
always alas, and then it was gone. Isn't that overly convenient?
Is this the, I feel like in the US we spell skeptical with a K, because this is septical. Anyway.
I understand your skepticism, but that's what happens with things that are rare and stand out. Their disappearance is most memorable, and they are least likely to be found again.
Oh, I get to ask about more.
No, don't. You said one. He'll be disappointed.
Of course, dear. Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
Minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Okay. Thanks,
Of course,
Kim.
dear.
Suppose I can talk to her another time.
Yeah.
All right, Garth.
You wanna
what's
space
going
out
on
your
with this
Can I
phone?
help you? Another thing. Great. I love those. What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business. He wasn't pan-fried. He was lynched. What could the kitchen possibly have to do with... Fine, okay. The kitchen is closed until 1 p.m. because the cook is working. You can snoop around after that, if you must. Yes, and the phone company is taking its sweet time sending someone to fix it. Losers. It's not strange, it's inconvenient. If you say so. Who told you that?
Lena.
Fine, yeah. It looked like someone had messed with the wiring. It was shortly after the hanging, but I don't know if it's at all related. Plenty of arseholes around here who aren't murderers. If you do find out who cut the line, though, let me know, so I can forward them the repair bill. Yes?
Okay.
All right.
Some thinly sliced tomatoes.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood,
Goranza
occasionally sipping
Kubek.
from his mug. This must be the Whirling's cook.
Goronce. It's the vaguely Polish text they use for the was it Grod?
No. Rod, yeah.
As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. The only words you can make out are Goranci and Kubek. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Goranci Kubek. Please. It's not funny. The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door.
Was it I don't need anything else, stay masculine? Was that
Oh boy. It's a bunch of dudes.
I sure hope I don't do anything embarrassing. Who's this guy? Okay, we're going the long way around. Can we at least run? Okay. It's all about money, you know? That's just Jeff Bezos sitting there.
It's the
Let
Bezos.
me handle this. Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is Martinez, in case you've forgotten. I advise you not to overstay your welcome.
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
You're not a gardener.
That's right.
You lied to
I
me.
am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union. So let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help you? Maybe he does. That's Titus. Talk to him. But know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming. Nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her.
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing
Copping it
problems?
up.
What?
He'd be copping it up.
What you want
You
is
can.
of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one. What are we going to do to you? The union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress. Aggressive, you make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
So
Yeah,
you were
before the,
spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
What'd you say?
You know that before the final cut where they revoiced everyone, a lot of the characters were played by members of Chapo Trap House. You son of a bitch, just letting that hang there. What the fuck?
I just... Okay, so the
Not
joke
even a
is,
huh.
is the
There's no joke, it was trivia.
but before they recorded the voices, there were no voices.
No, there were voices.
Okay.
But they said they said that basically the first line
Okay.
of their dialogue.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20
Here.
fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you
Okay.
came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
The privatization is not unlawful. It's cool and funny. Well, that is the American spelling of privatization, right?
I don't know, Conrad. This isn't my special interest.
Fine.
Look, a comedian. Do your job, ask your questions, then get out of Martinez.
Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop could be a socialist revolutionary.
Going to examine this bowl. It's
Anything else you can
spittoon.
examine?
Hawthorne and something except a guy covered over. Okay.
And hit detective vision just in case there's anything you've missed. Oh, the window.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers.
Oof. Oof. Alright,
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside.
Did that give me a
It did not give you a buff.
Huh?
You can only have a -10 buff.
Oh, it's not time yet. Okay.
This is where you say your bit.
He's pointing at me with a beer can.
Detective,
He's leaving it. He's leaving it to me. Why? What happened? Just don't say anything?
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that one.
Okay.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get ripe and pretty for you, huh?
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can hear the room that he recorded that in. Anyway.
Time to go to work in the shit factory!
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job cut out for them. I mean, I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them.
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
I have spoken to the dead man in a bizarre occult vision.
Container belt, like we use in the harbor? Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
Well, mystery solved.
We did this together, all of us, until he was dead.
Dead.
That's why there's a container belt around his neck. God
there you go.
ride.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
Wait. So the idea is that I can't pin it on any one of them? Is that...
At the moment.
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a Hardy Boy without arresting all Hardy Boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
Hello, sleep with eyes open. Do you think you could arrest them all?
Who do you fucking think does?
It wasn't a question, dickwad. How fucking stupid are you?
This asshole is worse than... Titus runs the Hardy Boys, genius. That's why we're called the Hardy Boys. Ain't that right, fellas?
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
Yes, there are some administrative differences. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town. And he stepped out of line.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade, right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
Cause one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm RNA's goddamn special forces, and I'm gonna fuck you all!
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there, sang some RNA's paratrooper song, and said he's gonna fuck everyone.
We couldn't believe it either, but he fucking did, right there. Like some kind of animal.
Sire, the tale is true.
Interesting.
This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
There's a slight unease in him, suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. And that was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl, young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
There's something odd here.
No, you're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter, and I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax. We killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier, the representative for White Pines? The same company you're striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what? Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Why don't I just arrest him? Other than getting killed.
We hanged him up by his neck until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, Copper?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know.
Titus, you don't have to clarify anything.
We overpowered him, dragged his unconscious body to the tree, put a noose around his neck, and hanged him till he was dead and steady.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you fucks.
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first, then see if it all adds up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna win that one. That's a red check.
With numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right, Lizzie. I've done enough explaining here.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. It happened right here.
Welp.
Titus is solid as a
Wow.
rock.
Okay.
And so are a few others. But Elaine, who looks like he might be Titus's right-hand man, the least antsy of the bunch. Definitely not his first time being questioned by the police. This little rat-faced fellow is solid too. Always fidgety, yes, but no change there. Him neither. Mostly keeps to his tomato juice, or whatever he's got there.
No.
Of course he's having trouble breathing. Just look at how fucking fat he is.
Fuck off, Shanky. Angus is a powerful guy. All muscle.
Keep your eye on this powerful guy. Sooner or later, he's going to break like a piece of twig.
And fuck you too, Copper. Picking on Angus like this. We're done with this schoolyard shit. And just so you know, he doesn't have trouble breathing.
His all-muscle comment wasn't sarcastic. He's genuinely trying to look out for Angus. This one is a stone wall. You won't get more out of them about the night of the murder. Not yet.
Like what, Copper? How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Chaise électrique is the method of capital punishment in Revachol under the Coalition. During the suzerain's reign, it used to be the firing squad.
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life.
I don't know which one of these is the way to go. I don't feel like asking him what reunion is. I'm going to assume it's a prison.
But you see, a lawman, is something people agree upon. And here in Martinez, we agreed that this man had to die. Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
It's almost an anthropological sight, watching him try to assert dominance over you.
Not in the arresting mood?
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you.
Something tells me I'm going to lose, and I only have 1 hit point. You still there, Ollie?
Yep.
Okay.
You can have a look at your ledger now and see if there's anything that helps you with the case.
What's that?
I was thinking, never mind.
Okay.
Look, Coppers, I know you think you're doing your job here, but there are 7 of us and 2 of you.
The bore's the size of your eye. I can almost see the stars.
I haven't saved. Can I save in the middle of a conversation? Nope. Okay.
The little guy? You're the little guy now.
So, little guy, you had some questions?
Beneath everything, he's grateful. Just a bit. You don't force him to get ugly.
Yeah, little questions.
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to third-degree murder, even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Rent-a-cop? So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals. Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
Okay, so then we walk away.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
He understood what you were doing, taking inventory of them. Now watch the other guys fuck it up by falling out of line.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardy Boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy.
Yes, falling out of line to please him. This is the best kind. And now this guy is going to...
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Dennis.
Use it to take a dig at his friend. Floodgates open.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
This one knows how to keep things going. He's a hothead, but not one to be taken lightly. The last one is a bit of a black sheep.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
Too late. You already got a pretty good picture of these guys. You can use this. You could take another look at the tracks in the yard. See if they fit with the characters here. It could be incriminating.
Yeah, so I don't have high enough authority. I think that 3% is, what, the double six? Yeah. I think I already talked about this.
Just get the dead guy's autograph, since you're his biggest fan. About fucking time.
Okay. And Kim doesn't want to talk to me after that?
Yes?
Nope, I guess not. Okay, let's go look at those footsteps.
Interrogate.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Ooh, I'm actually good at this. VizCal said go do it. Is that visual calculus?
Yeah.
8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That's right, the Hardy Boys in the mess hall of whirling in rags. 1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick, Titus Hardy. The one with the ball cap on his head. Is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. Putting them on the scene is easy. Maybe even too easy. 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a plectrum around his neck. 3. Hobnailed work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 43. The inked banger, perhaps. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of cigarette ash inside the print. 5. Another standard work boot. Reinforced toes. Number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde, Glenn. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot. But number 41. Small like a rat. Shanky. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. Number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus. Carrying something? 8. Another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th Hardy Boy.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardy Boys were here. That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary?
Note to self. This would be a good question to ask Titus. Where's the 8th man?
Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardy Boy. Wonder who he is. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor? Or maybe a drummer?
He regrets it the moment he says it.
Just
I don't know why I said that. We are not looking for a drummer. We are looking for a group of dock workers.
The lieutenant clearly appreciates the chance to clear up the drummer issue himself.
Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out their right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right. We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no? I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardy Boy. The one with his front teeth missing.
You mean the rat-faced one?
Yes, well, he did look a bit like a rat. You're right. Do you think those prints belong to him? I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not. 200. This could be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat Hardy Boy, the one sitting in the middle.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Maybe the carrier wanted to impress his peers, demonstrate his physical might.
You mean a display of athletic ability meant to belittle the victim? A local champion carrying the intruder alone? I can see it. Anyway, the others? A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
So far, so good. Only one thing missing.
Of course, there were 8 tracks, but there are only 7 Hardy Boys.
Mm-hmm. Which one is missing, do you think? I'm going to say it was our old soul. Yes, I doubt the Hardys are going to tell us who this person is. For now, it's best if we just keep our eyes open. I'm sure our investigation will eventually lead us to the old soul.
Okay. Am I gonna go back and tell them that I've learned things? Shift. Shift to run. Okay. I'm really just shocked that I didn't end up with the gun in my mouth at any point during this interaction.
Good days, young.
Looks like
What's that?
the circus left town.
Good days,
The
young.
clowns are still here. What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
This person Glenn wants to hire, he really respects her. She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl? Who might it be? Elizabeth? The gardener?
I think she would be a Nancy Drew, but that's, you know.
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want, cop?
It has to be good, if he won't let you pursue it. Looks like the lieutenant thinks so too.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. End. You're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
Really, yeah, really remarkable that somehow we made it through this interaction. I don't know how I did it the last time, where he ended up putting his gun in his mouth. I thought for sure it was just going to happen automatically.
Why are you wasting your time? I am not.
You could be Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
Even a mod? Glenn, I went to law school. I am an attorney.
Okay, well... I don't know what else to do at the moment then. I guess... Does Kim have any thoughts?
Yes.
Nope. At least not anything obviously new. I have 1 skill point. I suppose I could use his phone to call. Oh yeah, and I got a bunch of these that I'm working on. I was hoping they would work, they would increment while I slept, but they did not. And while I'm having all those thoughts, I am in a weakened state.
Ooh.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the...
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? They couldn't find anything on the full code you gave me. However, the first 8 characters were marked for a series of paintings by Tobias Pren. You know, that artist who recently hanged himself?
Wild.
Very pretty pictures of assorted wildlife meant to inspire viewers and look good over couches in office building lobbies. I've always thought they were trash.
What'd you say, Ollie?
Even grimmer.
Yeah. Art is extremely relevant to my investigation. Thank you.
Great. Anything else I can do for you?
I don't know about you, but I really, really enjoyed it. Worked out really well in the end.
Oh, the lie.
I knew this would lead to something good.
It will take just a moment, officer.
Her voices fade out into the familiar radio static.
Gottlieb, what do you want?
He's carelessly chewing on a piece of hard candy.
Oh, it's you.
Was that a snarl or a suppressed groan? No love for you here.
It's Firewalker? I don't remember what that came from.
Twin Peaks.
Okay, but in the game.
No idea.
With all the damage you've been dealing yourself with drugs and alcohol, I'm not surprised. What else? I'm not a brain doctor. Look on the bright side. You've got a whole new life now. Use it wisely.
It's hard to say if he doesn't believe you or doesn't care.
Firewalker? Oh, yes, you are. Just don't breathe in the general direction of your fire feet. Actually, wait. Do exactly that. Put yourself out of your misery. Take a deep, diaphragmatic breath in and...
It would be an artistic statement of some kind or another. A glorious sight. Your body, tired from the vastness of the visions that haunt it, burning up in a flame fed by your own living breath.
So you see it too, that my body is to become the last torch in the darkness. I'm trying to get that art cop.
Sounds more like a newspaper headline that will surprise absolutely no one. Now, do you have any current, pressing medical problems? And you survived it. Congratulations. Are you mobile? Even better. Anything else? I wouldn't worry about that. Officers your age have coronary trouble all the time. Also, death is a natural part of life. Look, pal, getting pumped and dumped is not a disease. People live through it all the time. You should be happy for her. You must have me confused for a close personal friend. I am not. I am a medical professional with a constant idiot emergency on my hands.
One needs tending to right now, he thinks, looking around the room. God, these apes.
What? You want me to do blood work for you again? Tell you just how bad things really are across the board? You want another rundown of everything collapsing inside your body? You want the real, honest-to-God truth? Stop drinking, eat magnesium and vitamin D. Our station is not a retirement home. We don't have the funds to deal with rock stars past their prime.
So it's political. You're being neglected because of political reasons.
It's a failure.
And no, I don't want to hear a political commentary on the topic. In fact, I got work to do. Some idiot has glued his eyelids shut with cyanoacrylate. It looks like Mactorson.
It's not fucking cryoacrylate. It's super glue, Doc.
Cyanoacrylate is superglue.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Right. Please hold.
10-4, come in. Fireworker, over. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
I'm sorry, I just received a call from my doctor,
Okay.
and then as I received the call, my phone died.
Do you need to go?
Why does art inspire
handle
you
that?
so
No, my
much?
phone died. So I've now got to wait for it to charge.
Okay.
Excellent question. Art is a diverse range of visual, literary, auditory, and performative creativity. It's an expression of imagination and technical skill. Additionally, it's history, criticism, and pure enjoyment. In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined. Have you looked in the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic, with that beard and those clothes, disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too.
Hold on, is architecture also art?
Of course not. It's autism. Box drawing, masturbation with a ruler and a sextant or whatever they use. You should demean and criticize the genteel institution of architecture while extolling the virtues of the pure arts.
Wait. What about music?
Only the most experimental kind.
Guess I have been feeling critical lately.
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real, living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop.
Wait, but don't I have to be 100% cop to get this case finished and all that?
One would hope.
No, I cannot risk another capo diversion at this point. Go away.
Quit being so
Become the art
indecisive.
cop.
What are you going for here? Some kind of indecisive and camp aesthetic now? Strike a bold shape here. Go art or go home. Exactly. It's not only your duty to only catch the criminals of the
Actual
street.
art
You must
degree.
also apprehend criminals of the printing press and the gallery, the trite and derivative artists and writers of the world. Go ahead and provide savage criticisms, art cop. The world is yours to rip to pieces and reassemble.
Now, do I want to use my 1 skill point to add yet another
Yes.
thought?
You're only 25 skill points off your next point.
Does it matter where I put them?
No.
What's that going to be? -1 perception in the meantime.
Can't even look at this shit.
Okay.
At least it's only an hour 30.
I mean, I guess I can do 4 more. Probably
Pretty
have to erase something at some point. Okay. So I'm done with that. Let me zoom out. Suppose I can just look at the thingy. So I don't know if I can actually get to the harbor yet.
There's ways.
Right now?
Yeah.
I need some money. Need to find my badge, but who knows? Joyce's info on the lynching.
She won't.
Oh,
do
Joyce.
anything given her a purse.
That I forgot who Joyce was. It hasn't given me the option to ask about tattoos. Get a reality lowdown. Oh, that's right, I can go do that part. think. Oop. Thought went away. Wait, but I haven't talked to this guy.
You've not.
Oh, working class woman.
Hello? Me? No one. I'm just a working class woman.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed that much. If she's such a working class woman, why isn't she working?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. Even a working class woman needs something to read.
Good, good. Mm.
It is.
I'm a policeman.
I know you are.
Do you need the help of a policeman?
What with?
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers look rough, stained with yellow. It seems like she has spent a lot of time at work, smoking.
My husband? No, he's not.
So where could he be?
I don't know. At home now? Out drinking with his friends? Working?
Where is this going, officer?
So what I'm hearing is you don't really know where your husband is.
Yes, but I don't really need to know where my husband is. Not all the time. No.
Oh, man.
Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband.
She has, though. The husband is totally lost. You should tell her that it's okay.
Hush, baby.
What?
It's all right to not know where your husband is.
Who said anything about shame? Stop talking down to me. My husband is not missing.
But he is. You can feel it. Or maybe it's something else then.
Maybe your children are missing?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, so where are they?
Are you a policeman or a nanny?
Nanny, where are they? I police whatever I want. Where are they?
They are not missing, sir.
What if something horrible has happened? What if they're dead?
Oh, damn.
That's the bad vibe you got before.
What if something awful has happened? What if they're in the sewers?
That's just... My daughters are perfectly fine. They're with their friends down in Shamrock. There's nothing to worry about. They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting them from everything now.
I'm afraid the danger is now greater than ever. Tell me, how old are they?
My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny, she is turning 18 next month. But we shouldn't even be talking about them. Why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly told you that they're not missing? That they're in Shamrock, safe and well, at some stupid party? There is no investigation
Man, I'm
here.
killing some time.
I can tell you that.
Okay, it must be asked then. What are you doing here? Why are you pursuing this? Is it a hunch?
I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but you are being a bit of a cockatoo here.
For what it's worth, I agree. But cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies. It's better to indulge him at this point.
I don't even have a cockatoo. And guess what? Even if I had, it wouldn't be missing. Great. Nothing. Go read up on them if you're so interested. There's a great book in the bookstore.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your heraldic bird?
Oh my god, I'm gonna get a task out of it.
Wonderful. The store is open.
The woman before you nods and returns to her reading.
I don't think I have enough money for a book. Have you done this one before, Ollie? Ollie might be fielding a phone call.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome. A book about cockatoos? There should be one upstairs, right next to the shelf of biographies.
A sulfur-crested cockatoo sits on the cover, its beak slightly open. It looks as if the bird is calling out the book title, From A to Zurich, a guide to a well-behaved cockatoo. Turns out that there are so many different cockatoo species, and they all have behavioral problems.
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
Ooh. I mean, $3.99 isn't gonna kill me. I do have to come up with like $60 though.
Oh, a nature enthusiast. Good choice. I knew it was a good idea to keep that around.
What do I do with the book?
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest, found on the Seminine Islands and in southern Fas a la Mer. Known for their intelligence and general precociousness, cockatoos are popular birds in aviculture. However, they often exhibit various behavioral issues. This book talks about the delicate nature of toos, as well as introducing some of the most popular species among the bird enthusiasts. The funeral cockatoo, the major majestic cockatoo, and the most common bang bang cockatoo. It's colorfully illustrated. Where to even begin? All cockatoos are known for their needy natures, requiring attention for at least 2 full hours a day. They love to talk and have been described as lovable clowns who just don't know how to wrap up.
It'd be nice to have someone to talk to.
Pet owners also report moodiness, loudness, and hostility as recurring issues. If left unsatisfied, cockatoos may scream non-stop, pluck their feathers, or become aggressive. It is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them food every day and give them the full care that they need. These birds will never understand that you have a life of your own. You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They love to perform, cuddle and show off, and will even scream for fun, often as loud as up to 135 decibels. Not great for the neighbors. Performing? Yes, birdie. This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus venereus, relates to its dark and somber plumage. This bird looks as if dressed for a funeral, 24/7. There is something indisputably ominous about it.
Cool. Cool.
Perhaps the most impressive of all the species, the endangered major majestic cockatoo, is often described as the most flamboyant bird in the jungle. Its pink-colored wings and flowing crest embellishing its proud and bumptious nature. In the words of poet-explorer Sir James Fournier, few birds more enliven the monotonous hues of the verdant forest than this big, bold, and beautiful species. Despite its banging name, the bang-bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species, common in almost all Seminoese forests, as well as zoos and homes all over the world. Its plumage is mainly grey and white. The Seminoese name, bang bang, is thought to be of onomatopoeic origins. Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you?
What if I'm just a fuck up and a cockatoo?
You're right. You're Psittacus venereus embodied. This ominous bird belongs on your heraldry.
Okay. Nailed it.
I leave you alone for 2 minutes. and you harass a woman and look at a book.
I decided that I'm a funeral cockatoo.
God damn.
And Kim didn't stop me for a second.
That sounds right. Sounds legit.
So this way I need to go. Just showing up a day later. Flip up glasses, the auditor, +1 logic, -1 authority. Well, it's hard for my authority to get much worse.
You can get minuses.
Yes. Yes. Okay. That's the way I came from. That's the balcony. I think I did all of this stuff in my first playthrough, but that wasn't my first playthrough. It was my first time starting the game. Some kind of slime. Oh, give me that money. I just spent $4 deciding which cockatoo I am.
Don't you still need to find money for sleeping tonight?
Yeah.
Alright.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11. It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it.
Wait, don't I have those?
Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise.
Tool not in hand.
No reply.
What? How do you get, like, if you get a double 6 without having the chain cutters?
You fucking tear it apart.
Is it just, yeah, you just go into it with your fists and just...
Yeah.
Alright, so we'll put the tear bag away. Actually, I don't know. Is this two-handed? No, it's not. Okay.
Nah.
The tear bag.
This door has been closed with a padlock. The shackle snaps like a twig.
I have no idea what the odds were on
the
that.
floor with a little thud. It should be possible to enter now.
After you, detective.
Kim's not like, so why are we doing this? Real lithography. Revolutionaries love to pose with their guns. A bullet.
A bullet.
And a lounge jacket, which doesn't have any negatives. Oh, well, neither does this one, but I suck at esprit de corps anyway. It's really coming together now.
Hell yeah.
Okay, we got a bust.
A plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads Kraz Marzov. Honestly, he does kind of look like you after all.
Hold on a second. Is this why you broke in here? To find out whether you're Krasmazov?
I have to consider all investigative possibilities.
Except that Krasmazov is dead. He's been dead for 50 years now. Well, you both do seem to share an affinity for sideburns. But it seems like old Kras here didn't drink nearly as much as you.
God damn. Can we get off of that for a second? Yeah, I have a problem.
Put myself
A
into
problem with
one
alcohol. What?
alcoholic amnesiac incident, and all of a sudden I'm the drinker.
Very well. Doesn't he have a birthmark right here? What about you?
I can't see my face.
All right, but here's the big thing. Krasmasov looks Samaran, and you don't. Okay, you win. Be Krasmasov then. I don't care. Why are you so hell-bent on proving that you're Krasmasov anyway?
Because I'm a communard. Because actually, he wanted stability and incremental progress.
I think you have misunderstood who he was, but if you say so.
I got another... The suicide of Krasmazov. Well, I don't have a point for it yet.
You in fact do.
I do not.
Do you not?
No, I used it on the actual art degree.
Oh, you've got like 97.
Yeah, I'm close.
Out of 100.
I'm close.
Okay, yeah.
97. It's 90, but...
I'm too far
The
away
White
from the
Star,
screen.
the photos on the wall. I think we have broken into the apartment of a young communard. How fitting.
I think I'll get 5 points for saluting the statue.
Yep.
Whoever lives here definitely shares your enthusiasm. There aren't many communists around, not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems.
And then having the exact opposite option here. I get to say both, apparently.
I suspect that's exactly what they are trying to do. There aren't many communists around, not after the revolution. Some youth still keep the ideology going, it seems.
Stole his jacket.
Yeah, you did.
Okay. I got the bolt cutters, watch out.
You hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10. The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. You can feel tension on the other side. A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
That was in the wrong line. Okay.
Do I have to open the door? Do you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Let's go. We don't have a reason to get inside that apartment.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
Door number 9 is locked, and I can't even... Postcard?
Yay!
What am I doing with a postcard?
You can sell them.
For 15 cents. I just made more money there.
Give me a moment. The cold never does any good for my bronchitis. Go ahead, then. What do you want to know, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
Yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like the devil, right? What's he in trouble for? Talk? He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in the evening.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Ask away, policeman. People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
They probably just moved or died, hopefully somewhere else.
No one lives there. It's been empty for months. Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in there. Maybe it's those countercultural people again, breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you? Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and empty beer cans. Oh, that one is a scientist, a future scholar. I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them to study. Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up on the wall.
Star and antlers.
The symbol of what now? Never heard of it. The artiste? Nothing I can do about her, I'm afraid. She ruins the walls faster than I can clean them. Still, she leaves an old lady to her business. More than I can say for others.
She mumbles some kind of a response.
I now have literally any
You
reason.
hear someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture.
Excuse me? Of course not.
There's no sweet talking your way in there. Be official. You have plenty of reason to enter.
Are you cooking morphine in there?
Oh, come on.
That was smart.
Actual art degree. Trite, contrived, mediocre, milquetoast, amateurish, infantile, cliché and gonorrhea-ridden peon to conformism. I fucked me. Affront to humanity. War crime. Should literally be tried for war crimes. Resolutely shit. Lacking in imagination. Uninformed reimagining of. Lip-wristed, premature, ill-informed attempt at. Talentless fuckfest. Recidivistic shit peddler. Pedantic, listless, savagely boring. Just one repulsive laugh after another.
What are the bonuses? -1 to hand-eye coordination. Hands shake from anger how shit it all is. Conceptualization. Passive heal +1 morale and gives 10 XP. Okay. That's maybe not so bad. Okay. And I'm still 5 points away. Harrier, can you get in there? I don't remember when you actually learned his name. Oop. +1 to indirect modes of taxation. Which I'm not actually doing at the moment. Blister pack of medicine peeks out of the box. You should take it.
Satisfied? My name is Marielle Charpentier, and I'm an agent with Martinez Realty Associates. I am not breaking in, as I have every right to be here. The keys, see?
Her voice is really cheerful, despite her obviously hating you.
Do you want to see my ID as well? You can't legally ask for it, but why not? Want to see my residence permit too?
It feels flimsy in hand, with the words Revachol Zone of Control written under a nondescript municipal logo. There's a picture of her with shorter hair inside. along with all her personal details.
Thank you. Do you have any questions? I need to be back in Midtown in an hour. I need to get it ready for the next lease, but as you can see, the previous tenant completely trashed the place.
I fuck shit up too.
Ha! Sounds like you've spent too much time undercover in some rock band. It was some kind of a moribund old man who used to be a business owner. You'd think they'd make rent, but that was months ago. Anyway, was there anything you wanted, or is that it? I'm in a hurry. Oh, that's another huge mess. The former tenant owes us 3 months of rent. 3. We closed the apartment and planned on auctioning off the valuables, but... And again, I have no idea how stupid mistakes like this can even happen. But Ron, when he came to close the door, didn't close the neighboring door. And there's a hole in the wall. A hole in the wall. Can you believe it? And then the tenant ran off with his stuff. He's gone. The money's gone. Just like that.
The sum must have been puny. Oh, it irks her. The incompetence.
My money has also disappeared, I think.
Oh, no.
These apartments are perfectly fine. They have gorgeous architecture, a million-real view of the bay, good ventilation, neighbors, life, spark, and they are affordable. I'll tell you, Martinez has a future. In a few years, it's going to blossom with artists and creatives and those radio computer wizards.
It's as if they're real wizards, able to resurrect dead real estate and breathe life into bank accounts.
Well, it does not disappear from my hands. No, I don't let it. Don't ask me what happened with the wall. I have no idea how we're going to find the time or resources to fix it. Both apartments are now unrentable. Both. Of course.
The Bow Collector. It's early in the morning. The world is dark blue. The sparks light her face, a delicate composition of triangles. The streets seem to grow longer, like in a dolly zoom. And there's something in the air as you stand there and wave back at the shapes growing smaller and smaller. Something that has always been there. A great see-through world, the tenderness you feel, the ghost of Revachol between you, carrying your signals, the holy messenger.
+3 to shivers.
Yeah. Oh, good.
Still working on Cop of the Apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
And White Morning. Okay, so the foreclosed one, or whatever it was. This one?
I think so.
Because I feel like I'm supposed to investigate a hole in the wall. But I don't know where I needed to do that. That's not it.
That isn't just a 5-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers, the iconography of communism. In other words, the star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Mezov and the communards during the revolution. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure, to symbolize the toppling of the old order. Also, some social democrats were already using it. The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown, It was about building a society that could exist in accord with the natural world, and at the same time above it, because white is the color of peace. Gone is the glory of hope. Only the scribblings of impoverished students remain in dirty hallways.
Ah, I see. I didn't go far enough.
A shift in temperature. The air chills around you. Dust settles on the stony floor. A former architect stands before a slice of window, a room plan in her hand. A cold wave has made the air in the building stand still and frozen, with temperatures falling down to -20 degrees Celsius. Is red from the cold. She's breathing on her fingers, clasping the plan. Traces of sadness are visible in her expression. Faint pencil lines on paper depict the same place, but a missing eastern wall connects the room with the neighboring apartment. Ideas for arranging the furniture have been jotted down. It's clean and empty, with new tapestry embellishing the walls. A standard HB graphite pencil has fallen off a three-legged stool in the middle of the room. She had an eye for beauty.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Health and 20 cents. And checks. Okay, balcony.
Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it happened. A great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline. Fired from the water. A straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line. The waves of the Martinez Inlet roll over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscure the better part of the remains. What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean. Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt. Underwater, iron helmets have sunk deep into the sand and the mud. Helmets of soldiers, and their finger bones too, and clavicles, littering the ocean floor. A fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of vessels. They massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water, far in the northeast. Cannons still ready to placate Revachol. Coalition warship Archer can shoot 50 shells a minute on 20 co-aligned archers. They will reach the city in 58 seconds.
The coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here.
He does not like talking politics of this kind.
Can kind of see what's going on. Oh, interesting. I didn't know this was up here. Main menu tab there. Okay.
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. But here you are. Yeah, I can see that. Cool mutations.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint. It's heavy fuel oil.
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles, to be precise.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock.
She really did it. She's proud of it too.
That's some clever cultural commentary.
Or what? You'll push me off this ledge and pry the bucket from my dead hands?
Okay. Oh man, I got some blue jeans. And almost $6. Almost six, whatever. Alright, how do we feel about these blue jeans? So that's -1 to savoir-faire, +1 to electrochemistry. These are +1 to electrochemistry, -1 to reaction speed. Okay, and then the shoes are only indirect modes of taxation, which is not something that I am actively working on at the moment.
The pockets of these new jeans are perfect for sticking your hand into. Makes you look cool, calm, and collected. As your hand enters the pocket, your fingers brush against something. Soft, yet crinkly.
Is it money?
Hey, it's a chewing gum wrapper. It reminds you of the fruity juice of apricots. You should inspect it closer if you have time. Something about the wrapper's texture is familiar. By the way, the raw materials were most likely exported from Seaguy, the apricot suzerainty, and processed in sur-le-clay into the apricot-flavored chewing gum, loved by kids of today and yesterday. Something about it is familiar, and not only to your fingers.
Okay.
There it is again. The scent of apricots with a touch of cinnamon. Smells like the end of some distant summer. The surface of another planet, or some ancient temple. Yes, from the height of antiquity. A long, long time ago. Millennia ago. On an island of time you can never return to. The sun sets into the sea, but the water does not boil. Instead, it turns to liquid gold. For a moment, the world's store of precious metals seems to increase dramatically, and you are rich. There is a movement next to you, the shuffle of a small coat, warm like the evening. But when you turn toward it, there's nothing there. Why are you talking to a gum wrapper? Bitter, citrus, sweet. It seems to grow stronger, like a glow, with every breath you take. Whatever petrochemical byproducts they used to create this artificial flavor have bonded tightly to the wrapper. Or is that just your memory filling the gaps? Until a blossom of skin and flower petals erupts behind your closed eyes. Made of toffee, cream, and distance. You just had to take a dive. Feels so, so familiar.
Okay, so another thought. How many thoughts do I want to have? Do I want Krasmazov or the chewing gum? So that's -1 to reaction speed. This one's -1 to rhetoric. Okay. I like the thoughts. I guess I find them interesting. And I've already dulled my reaction speed elsewhere. I'm min-maxing. Min-maxing the game. Okay. I've stolen the girl's money. Cheers knew someone lives back there. Well, there's a bunch of money. Okay. I guess there's multiple balconies because I don't think this is where I need to be. And I didn't find the other doors that led over here either, so... Alright, what was the thought about that? Foreclosed. Now I have the information that I had earlier. Balcony. I guess it would make sense that it'd be the balcony that was facing where I was when I talked to the guy. Nothing for you here right now. Except some more money. Someone growing rosemary, thyme, and a cactus.
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values their security. Number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the balcony lives.
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening.
Yes, we'll have to come back.
We should return tonight after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good? Tonight at 9 p.m., right here, apartment number 28.
Nope, can't get over there. Is that a different balcony door? Is there another door? I guess we kind of looked everywhere. At least at this stage here. For some reason I thought there was another door, but maybe it's just because I came in a different way the last time. There's an exit there. Yeah, and this... That's the ocean. Okay. So, we've done that part. We do have to go back in the evening, though. No more garbage to pick up. I suppose I could sell the garbage I have, but it might be better to...
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Revachol. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away. The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting. Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hat. Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world. Your shirt sticks to your chest. The shoulders of your jacket grow heavy. The cold finds its way under your skin. You shiver, and the city shivers with you. You're not dressed for this weather. You should get an overcoat or a patrol cloak. Sheets of rain over the water, a flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave washing the coast of Martinez, with its motorboats and gently swaying reeds. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet beyond the Bay of Revachol. Ghosts rise into the sky. The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden light seeps from the office windows. Will you ever go there? No, you are just one of the hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinez every day. Urban coastline, rain dripping off Eternite-covered roofs, cinder blocks left over from half-finished construction, a defunct research and development building, once seized by revolutionaries. An old wooden church stands on stilts above the water. Coal City, end of all lines. Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance. There's a fleet on the corner. A plastic coat is folded into a small triangle under the counter by the window. Beyond that, the strikebreakers have gathered. The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide. Behind the gates, heaps of supply crates, red and blue metal shipping containers, slick with rain. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor is an artificial mountain range. Immense wealth resides within, and immeasurable poverty in its shadow. La Drusienne, King Dries passenger harbor. Cruise ships flanked by dock arms, cranes watching over the mouth of the river distributary. Couronne, the lower middle class. Distributary after distributary cuts the city blocks in half. 7-story buildings trail off into the rain. A silvery curtain of rain over the houses. The class divide. Capeside apartments. Tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls. Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play. A yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. Coal leaks into a puddle beneath the feet of a dead man. He swings from a tree, a gaping hole in his bare, rotting chest. A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The statue of a king shudders. He too is cold. The canal bridge has been raised. The road ascends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops, woodwork, and tar stretches northward. 4-story buildings as far as the rain can fall. The snows melt in Jamrock. Revachol is the capital of the world. Jamrock is the capital of Revachol. Droplets form on your eyelashes. It's home.
Where the hood at?
Have a brother in the cut. Where the hood at?
To be in Martinez, where no one goes, at the runoff point of a long-forgotten canal, in the whitest part of town, in the shadow of the day the revolution failed. Standing in the rain, looking north, where Jamrock Rock City stretches inland. In the rain-swept distance, above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct 41 hunches in the rain. Your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink. Coalition-era statics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there, where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. You should get a raincoat. There's a freight to the east. They sell them there.
The dented yellow mailbox greets
Shivers, baby. Best start in the game.
Oh,
you
this
doing?
is magnesium.
Ooh, yeah. And sell your bottles.
Is this about the questions again? 'Cause a warehouse? I don't know. Maybe. I don't really care what Frit does.
She looks up from under her brow.
Fine. Frit doesn't have a warehouse. Just a little back room here. Okay?
Can you tell me anything about this reality we're in?
The tear machine stands in the corner. A sign says, 1 bottle equals 10 cents. Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a satisfying jingle. You're a richer man now.
I was thinking, should I have the clipboard out? Like, does that give me other options?
It gives you stats, doesn't it?
Yeah, -2 to authority somehow. Okay.
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display of croissants and juice bottles. The raincoats are transparent, except for the big Fritta slogan on the back.
Okay.
What is what? It's a raincoat. If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
+1 to endurance. Okay. Do I actually need the raincoat?
It's a fashion item.
Yeah.
You mean your conceptualization coats at the moment?
Yeah, I think I like the coat I've got on. Was that drugs?
A colorful display of cigarettes and alcohol bottles line the shop wall, inviting you closer.
I need it all so bad. This is not a good place for a recovering addict. Is that what I am? Okay. Did they repair the bridge? Is the other thing I'm thinking of, because I did not make it past. I don't think I made it past day 2, and I had the bridge repaired.
I don't think so.
Well, I'll waste a little bit of time running over here. How do I write somebody a ticket?
There'll be an option. Ooh.
Or maybe I'm just misremembering.
Good morning to you, officers.
I somehow pressed a button and got automatic running, so... Oh wait, I need to talk to this guy. How did I forget?
Everything's still cool here, officer. Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Drugs ruin lives. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty, tasty drugs.
I'm super into drugs.
That's so cool. You investigating the local drug trade like some cool narc? But
Cool narc.
I am not a lorry driver. I am just a street vendor. I don't know anything about that.
Did you know that the word narc in this context is actually originally not related to the term narcotics officer, but is related to a word for nose, as in somebody who's sniffing out, like, stuff. Sorry, weird, it was spelled with N-A-R-K, but it actually predates there being narcotics officers.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
Who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He has an agenda against me because I'm an immigrant who works harder than he does. He's a hater.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder and he's an asshole. Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. I'm climbing out of that hole with ingenuity. Nothing. I told you. I'm not a dumb guy. I don't get involved with that crowd.
And what crowd is that?
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd.
He doesn't want to talk about them. He's afraid.
I missed your nose anecdote because my computer decided that it didn't want to be on the internet anymore.
It's just that the word narc predates there being narcotics officers, and it's I can't remember which language it is, but it comes from a word for nose because it was people who were trying to sniff things out.
Look, there's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please don't get me into this mess. I've spent 15 years working my way up.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
If you don't want to get into this mess, you have to give us a reason to move on.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her, she's no lady. I don't know. Maybe. If she is, I haven't gone near her. I don't get involved. I told you.
It could be. She was strange.
All of them. I don't know. I told you all I know. Are we cool now? I really want us to be cool now.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours? The racist or the other one with the tattoos?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out with them. I don't remember who has tattoos. All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase. You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detectives. Both of you. You deserve it.
Well, I get another chance at this.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there. This is about business.
Oh, okay. But why, officer?
After all this mess, the broken seals, lying to you, come on.
An investment? What kind of investment?
It's an investment in me, a highly experimental human being. My risk-reward ratio is insane.
I hear you, officer. What kind of a sum are we talking about here?
Oh man, these are not going to give me a place to sleep tonight.
Sounds like a fair deal all around.
Corruption.
It's just like bus or seagull. A kid watching out of a window describing things going by. He doesn't like it too much, but what do you do?
White morning. voice on this one. The little guy gets smaller and smaller, and you rise above the dollhouse world. You see him out in the snow on the streets. Out in the snow on the streets. In the shop on the corner, and finally, in a matchbox house, sitting by the window, white flowers on the windowsill. You can smell them from up here. It's awful. A white morning. A modern death. Divorce or something similar. All you can do is put more distance between you and him. Make him smaller. Make him less you. Plus 20% zoom out distance. And all motorics learning caps raised by 1, which is not a thing that I think I care about, but we'll check out that zoom distance in a minute. Copy the Apocalypse, still taking some time. But yeah, White Morning, that one I might end up dropping to make room for something else.
Fair enough.
Yep, I'm certainly further zoomed out, which I guess shows me some stuff. Okay. What is it that I wanted to buy? I've completely forgotten.
The speakers below are banged up and...
I don't have 50.
You keep coming back. That's good, officer. Keep browsing those clothes. Keep saving that economy.
I have to put a skill into composure to try that again. I don't even know what Half-Light does.
Half-Light is your, like, fight or flight. Mostly fight.
Okay. So I guess we can try and figure out who this lady is, so that we can get back to what's her name.
Make way for the master poet. I don't want to talk about that. Man, I was hoping it isn't going to be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't some evil drug trafficker. And I don't know where she is. I didn't, man. I told you I was hoping it's not her. That she wouldn't be mixed up in it.
He still is. Hoping. It's just wishful thinking on his part. Not trickery. It's true. We would have caught a lie. But a kind heart is tricky.
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the Lady Driver. She kept her name a secret. From me too. Now I see why. A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only person in this damn jam I could talk to. She's someone I don't want to rat out to the law, okay? A youngish woman. Gruff, but in a cool way.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Died. It was violet when she got here. Blue before she went.
Then she may have dyed it again.
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go. Whatever she did, it can't be that bad. She's not a bad person, I know that much.
We can't just let it go. It's part of a police investigation.
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation. The girl's troubled. If you hunt her down, she may not survive it. I can't have that on my conscience.
It won't come to that. We won't pursue her on this. This is information only.
I don't believe you. She's got the darkness in her. That young person's darkness when you think it's all over. And you're looking for a way out.
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her.
Come on, man. Life is just a joke.
I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life. But I wasn't afraid of her. More like for her.
Did this violent life include drug trafficking?
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about life, you know? She talked about her mind.
Hold on, her mind? I've got one of those.
The way it worked. The trouble it was giving her. Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay? There are plenty of drivers here who couldn't stand her, or were afraid of her. They'd be more than happy to rat her out.
The grey-haired woman. Maybe she knows something. Push Tommy and it will break his heart. And his spirit. don't expect you to be pals.
Well, this one doesn't say Force Tommy.
You're not gonna put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you? Because she's on the edge, man.
Imagine it, an explosion of stars. Goodbye world of men, money, and machines.
Thank you, friend.
I thought he was done talking. Oh well. Okay. Isn't she somewhere over here? Or did I go too far?
The woman is still hunched over the...
Huh? What is it? What do you want? Did you just call me a lady, Herife?
She clearly doesn't think she's a lady. Don't repeat it.
I'm not that either, Herife. I've gone too far from it all to remember what was between my legs. It doesn't work like that on the long haul. I'm only terrifying to small children and to those who used to know me.
Yeah, it's not her. Believe me.
Because they can no longer recognize the person I once was. The big ones, the trucks. There's no women and men there, it's all just... In the middle of this town, there's a ghostly motorway. It takes all the people where they want to stay.
You feel very cold suddenly, as if standing face to face with a terrifying adversary. Then the feeling dissipates, and all you see is an aging woman. In the background, a quiet song seeps from her cabin into the air. You don't hear any vocals.
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot of time with the other communers sniffing around when I have my movies to go to?
Okay.
Oh, Sim.
Something in her is pulling towards some unknown rest state. She twitches, like a sleep kick.
So now I have to talk to the racist again. So I think it's just the three of them, right? Let's see.
Looking for something? I don't know what you're talking about. He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. You should be thankful for the tip. Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Revachol West. You don't run Martinez. You don't run anything.
Hello?
Hello?
No.
Sorry, I've been trying to chat to you.
Means la puta madre.
I assumed you were absorbed, but it just turns out my Discord has just fucked itself.
Ah.
A legendary, and not in a good way, crime
I don't know why. I don't know if it's the...
controls what is probably the most powerful organized crime outfit
what it
in
is.
Revachol West. Looks like the lieutenant has a plan. Let him do this.
Yeah, him.
What are you doing, Kim? Let me handle it.
Then I presume you are familiar with his peonies.
Yeah, they're his little bitches. He's got them all over the unions.
Not just the unions. He has peonies everywhere. Some say he even has them in the RCM. Dirty fucking peonies who'd do anything for him. Multi-ethnic drug addicts.
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire. He's getting into this.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing if you were.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were, and one of Madre's drivers were to be stealing from him, then it's a good peony's job to find out who that is.
He's surprisingly good at this. Not bad at all. Look at him lurching.
It's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in the way, protecting this fucking thief.
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the Lorrymen and Carters Guild.
You've seen that corpse in the ceramic armor there. Did his shitty little guild protect him?
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. I softened him up as best I could. Now it's on you to finish the job.
Oh man, if only I had a +2 on this from those stupid pants. Oh, for fuck's sake. Worse than 1 in 3.
The main thing is to not overdo it, even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing is, how does it look on your resume?
Why don't we step outside for a little talk? We're outside already, man.
Oh yeah? And what goods are those? There's some kind of homo thing?
Yeah, maybe it is.
Okay, that's enough, detective. That's enough. Let's just go and ask Tommy, alright? We are wasting our time here.
Okay, and if I don't want to do that, then I can go buy those pants, I think. Which will give me points in half-life.
Before you buy the pants,
yeah.
I've got an idea.
What's that?
Go behind. Go to Joyce, or go aim for Joyce, the woman on the boat.
Okay.
I'm going to take a violent left turn at some point.
Is it going into the apartment building on the right?
Nope.
Is it already... Okay. I think you stepped away while I did that.
I had. Right, take a violent right turn.
Violent right turn.
Through here.
Not a left turn. So we are going...
We're not going into the apartment. We're going to have a look around this bit. So, that's locked. Okay.
Is there something specific I'm looking for?
There's something. Okay, actually, go into the courtyard where the body is.
Let's see. Can I just? No. Thought maybe it would auto walk me around. Huh?
Although, yeah, no, just yeah.
Man from Hjelmdal. Okay.
Right, now go over to the bottom corner. Bottom right hand corner. Yeah. Look at that door again.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
Have a crack at it. Have you got a spare hit point? Have you got a spare point?
Don't think I do. But is it perception? Because I might be able to do something else. Do I have... Oh,
Do you have perceptive hands?
Nope. Yeah, I can't get in there apparently.
It looks like you might have a spare hit point. A spare point.
I do not. No skill points.
Why is your thing like lit up then?
Because I think it raised the motorics limit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, at some point, when you get a chance, put a point of perception.
Do I need this guy to be my friend?
What, Kuno?
No, not Kuno. The lorry driver. This guy.
Probably not.
It's like, oh,
Well,
he's
probably.
gonna be mad
I don't know.
at
I
you.
just like him. I like Tommy Lahome.
Okay. So how much are these stupid pants?
You keep coming back.
They're 2.
That's good, officer. You won't regret it.
Okay. Not an issue. Until I'm too short. Although, I feel like there was, at some point... Like, do you find another place to sleep?
Yes, but not tonight.
Okay. Okay, so... Oh yeah, those are real bad.
Looking for something?
Why is it still locked? I have to put an actual skill point in there. All right, Tommy. We're not going to be friends after this. But you see, I failed my role. I leave those pants on for right now. It's fine.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What? But I told you she's my friend. I thought you were a different kind of cop.
The realization that you've used his friendliness and goodwill for your own ends. Remember, you're doing it for the bigger investigation. This is important. Relax. Ask.
Here. Valori's still here. Down past the statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with these. That's all I know.
When did she leave?
Last Friday. She left them to me because she trusted me. So I can get it out of the way when the jam breaks loose. Otherwise...
The other drivers would have to tow it or break in to get the machines moving.
If they break in, they would find what's hidden inside. Something incriminating.
I figured out what was wrong.
Huh?
I figured out what was wrong.
Sorry, Discord's breaking up on your voice. What'd you say?
Hold on. I figured out what was wrong.
What was?
My laptop had decided to use my mobile data.
Ah.
Because my phone was plugged in.
Ah.
No. I don't know.
So you could apologize to him, but I'm gonna get sorry, cop.
Don't apologize.
Thank you for your
You chose
cooperation,
this.
sir. I know it was hard, but you did the right thing.
You don't really think so.
I really do. If I didn't, I wouldn't be in the RCM. Take care, sir.
Okay. So we're looking for a green one. Oh, we found a green one.
This green found, A to Z, Contemporain, is parked in the shadow of the ruins looming overhead. It's seen better days.
This is the one our man pointed to.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. You can barely make out the shape of the seat and 2 steering levers. It feels like you're peeking into someone's home residence. Inside it's private, cozy, warm, dusty too. You push the key into the lock and turn. It makes a cracking sound. Then the door pops back a few centimeters. You can just... The smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile from the walls. There's a radio transmitter in the front and a toolbox tucked under the driver's seat. Some tools lie scattered near the pedals. These are movie posters featuring starlets from long-forgotten films from the 20s, the teens, even the 90s of the last century. One of them particularly catches your eye, a centerfold of an ingenue attached right above the back seat. The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bared. The faded remains of an autograph run across the poster. She's looking past the camera. A feeling of tenderness washes over you. A longing even, perhaps. And gentle tragedy. This is Tip Tijon, a starlet from the dawn of cinematography, less known for her talent than her tragic, untimely death. She wasted away in a drug den called the Door to the River, not far from here on Boogie Street, a mixture of cocaine and morphine. She was afraid of the world, and the camera, too. The actresses and the rear actor all smile you a warm goodbye. A radio transmitter is attached to the dashboard, and a toolbox sits under the driver's seat. Looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires a key to work, but the key has been removed, likely by the missing lady driver.
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be over 100 at least. For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave, UW and UKV. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational tool. The nerve center of a huge operation, with quite a range too. Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without a dial key.
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and a rusty old toolbox under the seat. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look. Seems like the few tools lying around here, a hammer, a pair of pliers, a rusty wrench, have been casually thrown there by the disorganized driver. But one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper has been glued to the throttle. Sandpaper adds extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique? Yes?
Do the honors, he thinks. Connect it yourself.
Which means that the missing lady driver was present at the lynching. Now we know for certain who is the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation? Understood. We should still go and see what Titus has got to say on the matter. Are we finished with the lorry?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. The radio transmitter, a metallic drawer, slides out from the seat. It's empty, except for a folded newspaper. It's an issue of Petit Ferique from last Wednesday. A piece of paper falls out from its pages. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. Complex mathematical equations explain the basics of something called the Ulan frequency system.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UKV, but...
The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. Radio, posters, a trace of motor oil smell under all the cigarettes. You close the rusty old lorry door.
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before we return to Joyce? All right, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found. so we don't do it in front of the company rep. Honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. The evidence seems to point to a rather extensive and well-organized operation. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations it can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net.
This means it's well funded. Technology like that, a major player must be financing it.
I'm not sure what the ULAN frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while avoiding frequency bleed, or maybe it's used to tap into RCM networks. And last but not least, it looks like the Hardy Boys knew this driver, as we know that she was present at the lynching. This may be the Union connection we've been searching for.
The probe and the case converged, he thinks. This was quite the find.
Like Joyce told us, yes, logistically. But don't expect to bust this open during our stay here. At best, this is an angle we can use against them, to other ends, as extra ammunition.
But what about these posters?
As elegant as they are, I don't think they are relevant to the drug trade. Yes, well...
Unimportant.
We should return to the murder case. See what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, I call my station and suggest our narcotics department look into it. There are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation, sometime later when we are done here. We do not want to get caught in that. The fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid grouping is involved, and I can't imagine they aren't. It's certainly worrisome. All the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. That won't help anyone either. Debrief over. After you.
Okay. Let's see, can we crush his dreams anymore?
Oh, look. It's the cop who turned me into a bad person.
Well,
what do you think, Ollie? Do we talk to the Union first, or do we talk to Joyce first?
try talking to the Union, I guess.
We are right here. And then after that, I'll probably have to sign off.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Guess what? I've connected you to the local drug trade.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprint. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grace?
No.
No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade, because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
No idea.
Who fucking who? People will always be taking drugs. Might as well do it clean and organized.
Yeah, that's what the labor movement is all about. Clean and organized. And the Hardy Boys are running it.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy Boys here.
My answer is, fuck off. Mind your own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
Finally, you got something out of him. This could prove useful in the future.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Suppose I can put the other pants back on. I was really hoping that those were jean shorts, but no. I'm taking manual control.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? It doesn't really matter, and I do apologize for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
She's trying to conceal her excitement, but the slight glimmer in her green eyes tells you otherwise.
If there is an investigation, it will be part of an ongoing operation, subject to confidentiality. I am sure you understand.
Of course, detectives. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. I trust you with the rest. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands. Yes, I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war, with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be. I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail. They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric, or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor. Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons and years of combat experience. They also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the Colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now. It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
Investigation upon investigation here in Martinez, racing towards some dark deadline.
I have to say, this is not disco.
It was the Union who strung him from that tree. My hope is that you provide a single concrete suspect before Crenell indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put, if you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's not pretty.
The Senegalese giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill 40 honeybees a minute, while a group of 30 can decimate an entire hive of 20,000 bees in less than 4 hours.
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
See, Kim, this is the great bloodletting I've been telling you about.
Too many things have already gone wrong. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep that which is not from following suit. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation. Not much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Down a deep, black well.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
I wonder what fourth world means in this context. Because third world is, you're not part of the 2 superpowers.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil. Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources. If you still have access to the ICP's database, you could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenell. I have, and they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
She's being truthful. She is pressing them as hard as she can.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it. The remaining contractors, their tribunal, it's what they believe. That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor about a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
If you mean did I see him alive, yes. But I did not know him.
You don't know how you know. It's not written on her face, nor in her voice. But she had sympathy for this man.
Lely, his service name, a nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did. A bad sign if there ever was one. One is a man, Corty, they call him, a nickname as well. The other a woman, Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better than she let on. She passed.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40 or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age or gauge his facial expressions.
What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once. They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
We'll confront them directly.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
One is obviously the scab leader at the harbour gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans. He's barely maintaining his disguise. The other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping tabs on you while you were canvassing the lorry drivers.
That may be so. I still hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe, the situation at the gate is a border keg. Does this not bother you?
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant. But my hands are tied. How would my employer react if it appeared I were intervening on behalf of the Union?
Your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
That would afford a good vantage point. In any case, it's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an earpiece?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at the ship's wheel. I hope I can answer it better.
How much time do we have?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
5 days, not more. Maybe sooner.
It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask. Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
For about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands and legs.
Her mouth is relaxed. The accordion lines near her mouth vanish. The pearls of her eyes move slowly on the photo's surface. She has no excess of emotions for this cadaver. Has she seen dead bodies before? It's likely.
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars. I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent. Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century. Over 300 years ago, the sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels. The sailor's soul would use it to fly back home if they should die abroad. This is a sort of contraption to be reeled back in by. The silver cord, they would call it.
Where is he now?
I've spoken to him.
I would say he's near the Arcade Islands by now, ready to exit the Insulindian and into the Pale, if I've read his home address correctly. Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder. He started somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Pretto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Pretto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
I think it's interesting, the mix of languages, because she gave this a Portuguese pronunciation, and then this is obviously a Dutch word, which I think is what the Oranjese are supposed to be, because orange is the color of the Dutch monarchy. But then the pronunciation of it kind of confuses me, because it does have this J, and all of the characters so far have not pronounced it in any way.
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
The old world passing by, and the new world already here.
You said you can't read it.
I can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning. His platoon members? The other contractors, though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
It could go this or the other way. Maybe if you're tactful, it could be beneficial. Surely there are other people to ask about the tattoo. This is not necessary to complete the task, officer. It's a dangerous side task. Search elsewhere.
Do what you have to do, Detective. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security, but if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
Is there anything else I can help you with? This reality?
Yes, reality is your side case. An experimental side case.
Man, I'm gonna get so many levels out of that conceptualization thing.
Ah, yes. The episode. Sounds like an acute case of encephalopathy, now that I think of it.
Don't be phased, madame. He functions perfectly well. He only needs a lowdown on all of reality.
We may be here a while then. Ask away, officer. I'll help however I can.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
Begin with the first, meaning number 1. That's a white check.
We're in Martinez, baby. Martinez is a district of Revachol. A very small district tucked away near the industrial harbour, north of the 881 and Jamrock. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant, they say. Forgotten, even. Shelled to smithereens during the Revolution. It has its charms, just not this time of year. I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before, as a teenager. Not a lot has changed. There are ruins, a terminal, fishing boats, reeds, boys with boxy shoulders.
A brief spike of longing in her upright body, the dots under her eyelids shake.
As I told you, Martinez used to be a province, a workers' resort before the city swallowed it and the artillery did its part. Now the reeds are the real star of the show here. The further down the coast, the wilder it gets. Yes, I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine. We had boats and... Don't hold it against me. The boys certainly did not. It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And the bay feeds into the ocean. Yes, we're on an island in an ocean, the world's largest body of water, the Insulindic.
Known to the early Revacholians as Les Immensités Bleues, the Blue Immensities. Vast, lukewarm and unknowable, flowing in and out of sight.
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smoothed-over pebble amidst a great blue sea, misshapen, cracked. The cracks are the River Esperance. We're in the delta of this river, on the 6th branch, the Martinez distributary.
It is clear this pebble is of enormous value to her, and to humanity at large.
Revachol? Revachol is what you call a city. The great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory, beyond patriotism, a fact.
History, detective. They built this city to resolve history. Our part in it, at least. The nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from Seminine and Ile-Marat, depending on your creed. In the DeLorean century, 380 years ago. They say it's where the terrible questions of our time will be answered. The tensions are highest, the fault lines deepest. By that I mean conflicts. Ideological conflicts. The stuff of men. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island able to sustain up to 200 million people in the middle of the Insulindic Ocean, the world's connective tissue. It's where the money is. I think it's fair to say so. Martinez is about 22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building. The bottom floors are Insiacom. Coalition government, Insulindian Mission Command.
Silence. She lowers her hand. The water, the light. It's as though you're seeing it for the first time. There is no recognition, only the immensity of the sea and the cold radiating from it.
We are where we are. I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
Jamais vu. Derealization.
This is one thought you need to complete. Where are you?
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a lowdown.
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has many more questions to ask, about even more fundamental aspects of reality. Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Monsieur will be here later too, and tomorrow. Isn't that true, ma'am?
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
Won't I be lazy if I don't do it all now?
Oh, of course not. You are already diligent for getting this far, and diligent boys remember where they left off.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
I'm trying to figure out how to talk about the Pale, but I don't know. Great. Well, we can give this a try anyway.
It remains a mystery what you mean by this something close. This isn't about you. It's about reality.
A bird? A Svenicid? A flightless bird of the polar regions? Of course you're not, my dear. I'm just terrible at guessing games. Ah! This is the pier of Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A, where the tenants have been kind enough to rent me a slot. Or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings are called tenements, you see. And new buildings, bâtiments. After les bâtiments nouveaux. But 33A and 33B are not nouveaux. They're old. This one used to be 8 to 10 stories tall. A real high-rise by the standards of the last century. Built to mirror the skyscrapers across the bay in the Delta. That was before the war, of course. Mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was once primo real estate. Before the cannons lopped 4 or 5 stories off.
Splat, splat.
Wonderful.
What is that?
The girl in the old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member of a teen infraculture. Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture. We're common, the herd. The music on the radio, the food in the chain restaurant, those are all too popular for the girl in the old lady rags. She prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. It is an illusion, I'm afraid. There is no refuge from the supraculture.
Okay, now explain the same thing but to a child. Oh, make it more complicated somehow.
I can't. That's how simple it is. One may dye their hair green and wear their grandma's coat all they want. Capital has the ability to subsume all critiques into itself. Even those who would critique capital end up reinforcing it instead.
God damn.
All right. What next?
Suddenly, you're not so sure you're part of the supraculture.
And what would that be?
Disco.
I can see that, yes. I dabble in those dark arts myself, not so long ago. I assure you, it was a thoroughly supracultural phenomenon. All permeating. Downright mandatory. Nothing infra about disco, baby.
You're disco?
Those days are long behind me. And even in the early 30s, I would say I was more of a new girl. Disco was a minor, but still enjoyable facet of the whole thing for me. The new. A cultural era. And the name of the decade it ravished, the 30s. It came out of post-revolutionary revival. It was ultra-liberal. It involved lots of partying, as you might imagine, and champagne-colored everything. By the looks of it, that would have been when you came of age. Now.
I'm straight edge.
Wasn't it Guillaume Le Million who said, if you can remember the new, you weren't there?
For some reason, your mind is a veritable repository of Guillaume Le Million lyrics, trivia, and B-sides. But the time to explore this is when you're alone, facing a mirror perhaps. Right now, it would derail the reality lowdown.
Is that a thing? I can go look at the mirror again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Anything else?
Cop of the Apocalypse.
Copocalypse.
It's not fire. It's not ash. There will most certainly be a sea of corpses leading up to the event. But it won't be war or pestilence that causes it. Oh no. The event will belong to a genre of cataclysm no man has dared to suspect would ever come to pass. You can only sense the shape of it, like a cavity, a pit opening up in your stomach, a throat into which the world will vanish. The streets, the grass, the stars, all will be rolled back. By whom, by what, and how, you don't know. All you know is, you're not joking around.
Learning cap for Inland Empire raised to 6. Learning cap for Shivers raised to 6. I don't know if that one's all that good, because I feel like Inland Empire... Oh, for some reason I thought that was... Oh, but that's 6 that I can add to it. I mean, I guess in the meantime I can just, No, actual art degree I need to keep. White Morning increases all motorics learning caps by 1. Which I guess would be helpful if I was trying to retry something in this category, but I'm not doing that at the moment. And also I have 3 spaces on each one of those, and I haven't even used one. Ooh, does one of these actually give me, like, additional hit points? Or would it be increasing physique somehow? does have the plus and minus here, but I don't see that that's giving me an option. Let the body take control. Threaten people. Yeah, there's no leveled up button for that. Or maybe if I get an average across these, it'll increase. I don't know. I don't know how that works. And there's no info. But I think these two are probably interesting things to add. So I'm just gonna go add some more ideas. Well, at least this one. Name after name, and none of them is familiar. You seem real. They seem real, but something is wrong. You feel like a kid looking at stickers on the fridge. Truvant, the Apricot Company, World Games 34. You can almost see your hand reaching out for them. Scratch the corners, see if they peel loose. This feels like the most important of all the thoughts. The one you must truly must complete. And then... oh, there's no temporary anything. Okay, well... give it a chance. And then what's the -1 to rhetoric? For the suicide of Krasmazov. Scientific communism. One day in his cabinet, as things were collapsing around him, just gave up. That's not good propaganda, is it? Be a communist. Shoot yourself in the mouth. Something about this irks you. I feel like with the actual art degree, where we're getting 10 XP every time we use conceptualization, though, that is going to be a lot more XP than we were getting before. Okay. I think the next thought I had about what to do is potentially... I think we gotta talk to the woman from the beginning again. I don't remember if there's something that tells us to talk to her or not. I'm realizing just how many different branching directions this game can take us in. And I also still don't have enough money.
The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on. Somewhere inside. A tremendous loneliness comes over you. Everybody in the world is doing something without you.
Why are you doing this? Don't do this to me. Beauty, don't abandon me in all this ugliness.
The door does not care.
The door probably thinks you're a has-been loser too. You feel your funny necktie becoming tighter and tighter around your neck.
Still no answer. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. He doesn't like where this is going. This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember how we end up talking to her. But I think that's where I'm going to have to leave it for today.
Yeah. Well, GG.
Yeah. Okay, did that... 23rd of May. 2:32 a.m. I gotta go to bed. Okay. Well, anyway. that's going to be it for tonight. But thank you for watching live, watching the VOD, and we'll get back to this soon.
All right. Goodbye.